Hello and welcome to Mouse Droplet Gaming. This is my review for Mad Max. In 2015 we saw some big games released, and some huge in terms of size and length, like Fallout 4 and The Witcher 3. I always try to play everything, but Mad Max was one that I missed, mainly due to it being released on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5. Over the Christmas period, I decided to go back and play some of the old games that I missed. The Mad Max film in 2015 was met with very positive reviews, and it seems like it was a perfect opportunity to release a game. The game comes from Avalanche Studios, who are the creators of the Just Cause franchise. It's important to note that the game isn't a direct copy of the film, and more is a blend of a unique idea as well as taking a few ideas from the popular film. The game takes place in a desolate world that tells its own tale. Max is a man who has lost his family and now searches a horrific wasteland in search of the plains of silence.
Once you had everything. Purpose, love, family and friends. They ripped it all from you. You drifted far from what you were. But you still lie inside, dormant, waiting to rise again.
No. This is what I am.
Maybe not. Perhaps you fear him you carry inside. That he'll hurt you with his weakness.
Enough.
Very well. Let's have a peek what you've hidden within. Come out.
The game is all about survival and using whatever you find along the way to keep you going. Mad Max doesn't have the best of luck, but when he runs into Scabrous Scrotus and Max loses his car, Max has now rebuild his beloved car and find the V8 engine he needs to continue forward.
She's the fastest four wheels of righteous fury on this earth.
The game sees you team up with an unlikely companion called Chumbucket. Chumbucket is an unusual looking mechanic that proves to be a handy friend to have around. Chumbucket sees Mad Max as a saint and is determined to help Max build his magnum opus. It helps you find various parts you need throughout the Wasteland. The game focuses heavily on car customization as well as characters' upgrades. What I actually loved about the game was the fact that you don't have to stick with just one style of car. In fact, you can change almost anything, including the template known as the Archangels. The Wasteland is littered with scrap, which you collect in order to upgrade your car as well as your character. You can slowly build your car that uses spikes, weapons and other modifications. You can also use scrap to upgrade Max, whether it's things like fighting moves, clothing or even his appearance. Gathering scrap does take some time. You find that you need more as the game goes on. Some missions unlock items and places known as strongholds are run by friendly factions. The map is massive in Mad Max, and there's certainly a lot you can do. I almost found it overwhelming at times that there was so much that I needed to do. Hot air balloons around the map allow you to get a better view of the wasteland and scope out areas. You can destroy enemy camps and watchtowers and get involved in car combat. The car combat is fantastic and feels great. Chumbucket rides in the back of your car and he can help fix your car when being under heavy damage. I enjoyed using Harpoon Gun from the car to rip off car doors and bring down enemy bases. There are many camps to destroy along the way. Some of these bases have bosses to defeat. You have to use your car to bring down the defences before heading in on foot. This is when you have to use your hand-to-hand combat. I actually really enjoyed the combat in Mad Max, and in some ways it felt similar to the Batman Arkham series. The idea is to string together combos and then use finishing moves to take out enemies. You can also pick up weapons and fight enemies, which helps a lot. The combat is satisfying, although a bit repetitive after a while. The presentation of the game is visually impressive. I played it on PC and at times was blown away by how good it looked. The wasteland is sparse, but that's how it's supposed to be. From the rocky cliffs, random storms and fire explosions, the game just looks really impressive. It really felt like I was in the world of Mad Max, which is what I want from an open world game. Overall, Mad Max is a game that I'm so glad I went back and played. The game does have some repetitive aspects, but that's something we tend to see in open world games these days. There's plenty to do in the Wasteland, so if you're a completionist then you'll enjoy the content here. The game looks and sounds great and has some interesting characters. Mad Max is a satisfying game that's certainly worth trying, and I'd certainly recommend. For more reviews and news and gameplay, stick with Mouse Gaming. Thanks for watching, guys.